Tori and Kyle, and in studio, our buddy, the king of all bugs. I don't know. You know what? I have to tell you, it's Cardon Ellis, and I think I'm jealous. He's from Unipest, and when you are on in the afternoon with Aaron Delatorre, our afternoon guy, you guys, it sounds like you guys do the afternoon show. Like, it sounds like you guys are the show when you come on.
Fun.
He is fun. And so I was trying to be clever like he is. He's got like these great intros for you.
Where he says like the Prince of Pest Control.
Yes,
the Persian Pauper of whatever. Yeah, it's all alliterations.
And I'm a little bit envious. I'm not going to lie. So I was trying and I just can't do it. It's just me. You just got me and Kyle. And I don't even know where Kyle is. I think he's probably eating a bagel in the back. So all you have is me. And we'll get through this. What's going on, man?
Oh, well, working hardcore, man. 'Tis the season.
Is it? Wait, the season for what? What do I have to look out for?
Oh, well, it's actually, okay. So 'tis the season. Okay, pest control seasons never end. They just kind of shift. Yes, the bugs are a summertime thing. And I think people, they most commonly know us for bugs, right? However, for example, rats.
Oh no, not the R word.
Oh my goodness.
Don't say the R word,
with these
man.
rains. No, I've been doing 7 or 8 inspections a day with rodents penetrating these houses. New Hall and Canyon Country, all these houses built in the 60s and 70s with roof returns that aren't sealed. They're going in like crazy. Here's another thing. And also, here's what's crazy is the cold makes them more hormonal, so they mate more during the winter time, and breeding causes the noise that you hear in your attic. So when I stop doing the big bug and spider and black widow calls because the heat of the summer is gone, in the fall it shifts immediately into termites because that's when swarming season starts. So all of a sudden there's this big termite season that happens just in time for January and February to roll around, and I'm swamped with rats. And then once springtime comes, it's termite season again. And then throughout the year, we always get the weird stuff like pantry pests and bed bugs. And so yeah, I guess I could always say 'tis the season, but right now we are inundated with rats, pantry pests, and fungus and dry rotten houses. Dude, yesterday I went to a job and a person actually had a mushroom growing out of their carpet because the rain had caused so much moisture and wood damage that there was mushrooms growing out. Yeah, it was pretty wild. So we were like, treated it with fungicides and everything like that. It was pretty cool.
So, see, what you say is cool is just I'm shivering with, like that nervous shiver when you say things like that. Let's back up to the rats. He said rats.
Are you myriophobic?
Is that fear of rats?
It's a crippling fear of the likeness, the image, the movement, and like a picture of a rat. Does it just like really freak you out? It's like arachnophobic, but just with rats.
You know what? Yes. It's just yes. Here's the difference. I can go to Manhattan. I can go to New York City.
Yeah.
And take the train. And you always see a rat on the tracks. You always.
They're massive.
It's massive, right? And they are big. They're big. Yeah. And okay.
I mean, wasn't the creator of Ninja Turtles inspired to make the leader of the Ninja Turtles a sewer rat because he saw such a huge one in the subway? And
they're, famous, pictures dragging around a piece of pizza. They're huge. And it doesn't bother me. For some reason, it's like I accept it in New York, but I don't accept it in Santa Clarita. I don't want to accept anything like bed bugs. I don't want to accept rats in. So why you said with the rain they come out? What's that about?
Well, it's because you're biased against Scandinavians. The Norway rats are what infest the subway systems in Los Angeles and New York. They're the urban rats that are ground dwellers and they burrow. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But it's these imported non-indigenous roof rats. Actually, neither one are indigenous. Both came over on ships in the 1700s. But we have a particular problem here in Los Angeles with roof rats because they're top-dwelling, they're tree-dwelling rats, which means in nature they hide from the red-tailed hawks that want to swoop down and kill them, from the barn owls at night that want to swoop down and kill them, and the snakes and the foxes and the other predators on the ground that want to eat them on the ground. They avoid these predators by hiding in the boughs of trees. They usually make their nests above ground and breed above ground, and they spend 90% of their time above ground. Norway rats, the one you see in the subway system,
right,
those are burrowers. They'll actually make holes under things, and they prefer to be at ground level. Here in Santa Clarita, we have roof rats. There are, I think it's Rattus radicus is the actual genus and species, but they're also called fruit rats, tree rats. And I mean, when all these settlers came over in the 1700s and they started planting orchards, what better place to be a fruit rat than in California orange groves? And then we level the orange groves and build houses. It's not like the rats go away. They just start infesting our houses instead of infesting the orange groves.
So how do we know if we have a roof rat? Like, how do we?
Oh, their poo.
But how do we?
Their
like,
poop. You have to look at their poop, and you taste it. No, I'm totally just kidding. Okay. I'm totally just kidding. You don't taste it. I did see that in a movie once, though. That one movie where there was like that mouse inside the house. But no, actually, you look at their poop. Like roof rats, it's about 3/4 of an inch long to half an inch long. It's blunt, it's stubby looking, and it's shiny. Whereas mice, it's got pointed ends because their glands in their hind parts, shall we say, produce a different looking poop. And I know this sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? And look, you guys have to see Tori.
I'm dying right now.
She's literally about to fall over in her radio chair. But you have to look at their poop because they're totally different.
But how do we know so how do we know to look for it? Like if they're in the roof, well,
you'll hear them if they're in the roof.
Oh, okay. So the first thing we look for is the sound. We hear a little something that doesn't sound right, the little feet.
Oh yeah, all the time we get calls. It's rarely from feet. It's actually because they chew. Okay, people don't realize this, but rats, the word rodent comes from the Latin word rodentere, I think it is, or rodere. I can't remember what it was, but it means to gnaw. And so when all of the Greeks and the ancients in Europe were classifying animals for the first time, they looked over at this group of animals over here and they said, oh, all these small ones, they chew a lot. And rats are in that group because they spend 2 to 3% of their life chewing because they need to hone down their teeth, or else their teeth will get so long that sometimes they can't even feed themselves. And they can actually exert 2 to 3 tons worth of foot-pounds of force through their mandibles on an object they're chewing through. I've literally seen them go through lead pipes in old homes built in the 20s down in Los Angeles to get to the water inside if they were that desperate during the summers. So they can chew really loud, and if they get a hold of 2x4s, especially 2x4s that are bolted to drywall, which is really common here in Santa Clarita, it sounds like there's like a raccoon or a pterodactyl in your attic just like sawing away, just like but it's actually usually just a juvenile roof rat that weighs less than a pound. So that's one of the most common calls that I get is people hearing them.
Right.
Or, they go in the garage and they move a box and there's a bunch of rat poop right there and then they just call us. So that's like a visual cue.
Why are they in the garage if they're supposed to be on the roof? What are they doing in there?
Oh, because they chew through the weather stripping. They, those little rubber weather stripping. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is like why rodent control is such a big deal, Tori.
I don't like it. I don't like. Okay, so we need you for the rats. What else do we need you for this time of year?
We generally get an uptick in bed bugs during the winter because people notice it more, I think is the big problem.
Okay, we only have about a minute left. You have to quickly tell me, how do we get bed bugs if we're just how did they get into our bed in Santa Clarita?
Now they're everywhere. We have outlawed all of the public methods of control that we used to have, so much so that now bed bugs literally can travel through a human society almost completely unencumbered. People have gotten them from the spines of library books that were bad. They've gotten them from clothing purchased from storage depots that had eggs and bed bugs in them. People have gotten them from their friends. They've gotten them at movie theaters. They've gotten them at schools. They've gotten in cars, commuter cars that people travel in every single day. I've had to fumigate cars with bed bug infestation. So sit in your wrong friend's car and you get bed bugs. I mean, they're literally everywhere.
I can't even go on.
I have one in a plastic bag in my pocket. You want to see it?
No. No. Cardon, no. All right, listen. Here's the deal. I have to do traffic in a second, but here's the deal. Obviously, this is the guy you want to take care of bugs and rats and all the other stuff because obviously he knows what he's talking about. He knows Latin, for crying out loud. He knows what he's talking about. Plus, he's just a fun guy, and he'll make you laugh while he's taking out the rats. So I need a website and I need a phone number so they can call you and take care of these things.
Okay, you can always look us up at unipest.com, and the number's super easy at 661-BUG-7575. That's 661-284-7575.
Also, this interview was streaming, so you can go to Facebook at KHTS Radio, and you can see probably where he kind of disgusted me several times during this interview. Check him out, though; he's great.
Beep.